What does the astrology have to say about Jay-Z's speech at the Grammys? I see everyone talking about Jay-Z and coming up with their own opinions and theories. So I thought I would go to the astrology to unlock some of the hidden energies that are happening with Jay-Z right now. And I also think that there is something here that is going to shock and uplift everyone in a really unique way. And that is that Jay Z does have the part of fortune in the third house. His part of fortune is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is such a such a dangerous energy. But at the moment, we have Uranus in Taurus. And so Uranus in Taurus is that shocking, unique thing, and it's opposing his part of fortune in Scorpio. When I was watching his speech, I was getting so nervous. And I think that when he said that when he gets nervous, he tells the truth, that I was really picking up on him being very nervous. Now, I actually see this as the part of fortune working in his chart. The part of fortune in Jay-Z's chart is in the sign of Scorpio. And part of fortune in Scorpio is a very hidden nature. He has Scorpio also in his third house of speech and communications. Jay Z is not the type to be very open and public in his communications. He actually doesn't even really have like an online like social media marketing presence, if you've noticed. That's his part of fortune working in favor, like him being behind the scenes, him being more secretive, being more scorpionic, hidden, works in his favor. So when he went to say the speech and create this expose of the Grammys in his own right, this was something that is very, it took a lot of courage for him to do. He may even have some stuck emotions, right? Looking at the part of fortune in Scorpio. And the speech, a speech is in that third house, his communications. So with part of fortune here in Scorpio, I can sense that his nervousness is coming because it could even be a very dangerous thing, Scorpio, for him to speak on any sort of expose. My personal opinion was that, maybe we're being a little too greedy, like Jay Z and Beyonce have done incredible things in the music industry. Beyonce's won tons of Grammys. Maybe like it's okay that she hasn't won this one type of Grammy, right? And so I was at first focusing on his Jupiter in the second house. Jupiter, second house is our desires, the things that we want. And Jupiter in the second house wants a lot of things, can even be a little greedy. He's also got Saturn at 2 degrees Taurus. The Taurus is also a sign that shadow on the shadow side leads to greed, wanting more, hoarding. So when I first heard this, I was like, yeah, he's just being greedy. But when I really hear the populace talk about how they're proud of him for what he has done, I really think that this is coming from part of fortune. You see, the part of fortune in your chart is where everyone gains from you. And Jay-Z, it's almost dangerous for him to do what he needs to do for people to gain from him. He has to do more dangerous things for people to gain from him. You know who else has part of fortune in Scorpio? Nicki Minaj. So people who have Scorpio part of fortune, they have to dig really deep into their fixed emotions and the things that are stagnant within them, the things that they've been harnessing or harboring that they haven't let go. And through the house modality, they can release that energy. So for Jay-Z, he has stagnant emotions and he releases it through the third house of communications. And so this felt like a launch of an expose. Now, we've had Cat Williams come through in 2024. Monique is about to come through. So, it's not just Jay-Z that's initiating it, but he is definitely a part of it. And there's a lot going on underneath that we can't see. Why do I say that? Because he's got Neptune and Venus conjunct in his chart. So there is a lot of energy that one cannot see behind Jay-Z. There could even be a blackmail or an ultimatum for him to do this, or maybe he's being encouraged by the people near to him to come out and say something so that the truth really comes out, right? And so when we look at the Grammys is such a prestigious platform for artists, but I think the thing that maybe even more so that he's fighting for Beyonce, but behind the scenes, behind that intention of using Beyonce as an example, I feel like he might be saying, take a look at what's going on behind the Grammys. We are giving them too much weight in what is prestigious in the music industry, and maybe even deeper than that, right? Because it's Scorpio, we're talking about the occult. So if you want to understand your part of fortune, you will understand that the part of fortune is where you gain material success. And when you have the part of fortune in Scorpio, just like how you see with Nicki Minaj, you're going to gain material success in a way that feels very dangerous. You're going to do it in a way that is also in a negative charge. Why do I say negative? Because Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. And the reason that Mars is negative is because Mars is our differences. So it has to rub you the wrong way. It has to make you feel uncomfortable. It even slightly goes to war with you, right? If it was a part of fortune in Aries, he would have been even more forward and direct. But because he has it in Scorpio, it took a lot out of him to do this, is what I sense. But if he is in trust and faith, then because the part of fortune the frequency of the part of fortune is an open heart frequency. So you have to maintain your trust, your faith, especially those who have part of fortune in Scorpio, and trust that even though it feels negative, it might rub a wrong way, it might even come off negative, that you are creating this lot of fortune for other people. So what is the lot of fortune that I feel Jay-Z is creating is probably this even more open space. Like if he has the courage to do this, then people who do seem to have more hierarchy and popularity and whatnot, people who are more famous, people who do have more things that they want to say, that they might even find that courage to do it too. That's what the part of fortune does. It opens up that path for other people to benefit as well. So if you'd like to know more about your part of fortune, I have a whole video on part of fortune on my channel. I'll link it at the end of the video. You can also get the part of fortune PDF that I have, where you can take it with you and read it and reference it throughout your journey. Where your part of fortune is also where you gain material success, and where you also open up the path and have what I call the parking lot of fortune for others to benefit as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.